Good evening, everyone. My name is Councilwoman Kelly Bilodeau, and I'm your public hearing chair for this evening. It's October 21st, 2024, and it is 7:01 p.m. I now call this public hearing to order. This public hearing is being live broadcasted on the following outlets: Comcast 96, Frontier 6032, HPA-TV.org, HPA-TV Facebook page, HPA-TV's YouTube channel, HPA-TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon TV apps. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We have one item on the agenda. I'll read that item and then I will read some housekeeping rules before we begin the meeting. The only item on the meeting tonight is introduced by Assistant Majority Leader TJ Clark, accompanying ordinance amending Chapter 4, Section 4-3 of the Hartford Municipal Code regarding consumption of alcohol. I'm now going to read the housekeeping rules for the public hearing. Each person wishing to address the council or committee thereof shall, upon recognition by the presiding officer, give his or her name, address, and if he or she represents a group, shall in addition state for the record the name and address of said group or organization. Shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes. All remarks shall be addressed to the council as a body and not to any member thereof. Any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, or who becomes boisterous while addressing the council, shall be forthwith barred by the presiding officer from further audience at said hearing unless permission to remain is granted by a 2/3 vote of the council members present and voting. During the public hearing, there shall be no debate by the council, although questions may be asked by council of persons making such presentations. So I welcome you all tonight. I know we had a couple speakers signed up. And also I just want to announce that joining me tonight is Assistant Majority Leader TJ Clark. So I know we have some speakers signed up. I have 2 speakers signed up, Andrea Hawkins and Angela Harris. I will just ask if there's anybody wishing to speak in favor. And at that time, if you are speaking in favor, you can certainly introduce yourself as I mentioned before. So the floor is yours. Do I have anyone speaking in favor of the item? Do I have anyone speaking in favor?
Hi, this is Andrea Hawkins.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Andrea.
Great.
So please just let us know of your address.
Sure. 33 Weir Street in Glastonbury, Connecticut, 06033.
Thank you. You can go ahead.
Fantastic. So I'm joined here by my husband, Douglas Barber. We are here asking your support for to be able to sell liquor in the cafe that we operate at the Hartford Public Library, which is located at 500 Main Street in Hartford. We were previously located in the Wadsworth Athenaeum, which was located at 600 Main Street. And we moved in December of 2023 to the Hartford Public Library. While we were at the Wadsworth Athenaeum, we sold alcohol there as well. And our desire is to sell beer and wine during the operating time for the cafe, and then serve, if requested for events, to serve liquor at a full bar type situation, specifically for events. It is not our intention to have very late parties or sell liquor other than what would be consumed in the cafe during events. So we just wanted to sort of offer that as our intention. You might notice that we are people of a certain age, so we are not at all interested in having late night parties or doing anything like that. We're very concerned about the community and making sure that we are being safe as we are offering, or with our intention to offer alcohol. I want to invite my husband, Doug, to add anything that I might have missed or misrepresented.
No, Doug Barber, 33 Weir Street, Glastonbury as well. That is our intention, is just to have it offer events at our space, open up to the community, open our cafe space up to the community, bring them in for music, art, books, culture, experiences, and be able to serve alcohol during those events.
Thank you very much for both speaking, and very much happy to have your business right next to City Hall. It's a beautiful business, so wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You
Is
too.
there anybody else who's wishing to speak in favor of this item? Is there anybody else wishing to speak in favor of this item? Hello, go ahead, Denise.
Hi, how are you? How's everyone?
Good, how
So
are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm a little confused. I was not considering that venue as being a public space. I was thinking more of parks and parking lots and things of that nature. I don't see a problem, so I'm kind of conflicted. I wanted to speak out on about yes, amending the statute because I think that we have to protect our children from being exposed to public drinking in parks, near playgrounds and such. But I certainly didn't think that would mean that these people couldn't serve alcohol in a cafe inside of the library. So I think there should be some language that specifies, what's proper and what isn't.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And can you just state your address for the record?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Best 12 Deerfield Avenue in Hartford.
Thank you very, very much, Denise. Appreciate that.
Welcome.
Do we have anybody else speaking in favor? And if not, is there anybody here speaking against?
Hi, this is Angela. I would like to speak, but I'm not sure exactly if it's for with amendments is probably the best characterization.
Sure, yeah.
Again,
Go
Angela,
ahead. Just state your name and address and then tell us your thoughts.
I'm a resident, but I also serve as the North Hartford Promise Zone resident liaison for the Health and Wellness Initiative. And so I am raising my voice because I do have concern about the public drinking accompanied by public loitering that is happening in and around our parks, as well as near schools, schools that are waiting to be renovated, the parking lot to use as a hangout spot where drinking happens. And I would also add, it would be appropriate to add to this amendment use of cannabis, which our young people should not be exposed to in public spaces. However, I would also look to have an amendment that would allow permitted use of alcohol in venues that have a license, like the cafe that is there at the library. And I would attest to a great event that was held this summer with the Impact Mentor and Inc. group welcoming a night with Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. That was a very pleasant event. It caused no ruckus, especially while the library is closed. It's a great use of the venue while it's being renovated from the water damage. I think having common sense use of alcohol where it can be in a regulated environment where you have the person vending the alcohol responsible for its use is not a problem. It's when you have folks hanging out, drinking without any controls where there is a problem. Moreover, excuse me, moreover, when we have folks that are prohibiting the planned use of the venue like a park, a playscape, and kids no longer feel safe to go to the park and use the playscape because there are folks hanging out drinking, therein lies the problem. It's restricting folks from using it for the purpose that it was intended. And it becomes a public safety issue. And clearly, if those folks are sitting in cars, eventually they're going to depart in their car after drinking. And that is another safety issue, public safety issue. So, and the last part is, I would not want the city to pass an ordinance without proper methods for enforcement. If you're going to have yet another thing for the police department to manage, they're at their capacity at this point at the levels of staffing that they're at. So it's great to have something on paper, but if you're not going to enforce it properly, that's a problem. I don't know if you have a fiscal note to have park rangers added to this process so that, non-law enforcement personnel could help with securing these venues, particularly in our parks. I could start naming them, but the police are having problems dealing with standing orders for loitering right now. They're not dealing with all the existing issues, let alone the extension into additional public spaces. So unless you are intending to enforce it, having it on paper isn't helpful. So amend to allow in proper places, like a cafe, but if you're not going to enforce it and post it, that's the other thing. Education has to be a part of the process to alert the public to any new rules. So posting whatever the rule is clearly so people know that they are breaking the law, then that would be helpful as well.
Thank you so much, Angela. Can you just state your address for the record?
I'm the chair of the Phillips Health Ministry, Phillips Metropolitan CME Church, 2500 Main Street.
Thank you so
Hartford.
much. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and speaking. Do we have anybody else here who's speaking either in favor or against? Do we have anybody else here speaking either in favor or against? One more time. Do we have anyone else here speaking in favor or against? Hearing no one, I'm going to adjourn this public hearing. Thank you all for attending, and I hope you have a great evening.
You had Miss Kelly?
Yes.
Miss Bess had her hand raised.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
Yes,
sorry, I couldn't see that.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to piggyback on what Angela said. Years ago,
Sure.
I can't remember exactly what mayor, because I've worked with all of them in the last several decades. Might have been Segara. I sat on the Green Ribbon Task Force, which looked at improvements and recommendations for the parks. And one of the things that we all agreed on, all the people that sat on that task force, was park rangers. This was, at least 10 years ago, at least. And everybody agreed that that was a good idea. And then the city never moved forward on that. In the interim, Pat Kelly has created a park ranger program through the Ebony Horsewomen. And they're good, they're great, but they're children. I mean, they're youth. They're not little kids, but they don't have the authority to go to a group of men and say, hey, put that alcohol away or leave this vicinity. I think that what we could consider, since there is this group of youth who could at least identify problem areas and problem situations, then that there would be one or two adult park rangers on staff with the city who would then follow up on that. Go and talk to the people, make sure that they're extracted from areas where the children need to play. As Angela mentioned, there's a playscape over by Simpson Waverly, over on Waverly Street, where the parents who live adjacent to that can't allow their kids to play in that because there are older gentlemen, my age and older, hanging out there all day, every day, drinking, and so it's unsafe. So if the city would put some money, some funding into one or two park rangers that would then oversee those from the Ebony Horsewomen, I think we could work this out. So I agree. We need to add that to the amendment, that we need to put some money there and actually, take the burden off of the police department and have a couple of real park rangers. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. So with that said, and this is off topic of the public hearing, so I won't elaborate too much, but I will tell you, both of you, please contact me. I'm the chair of the Public Works, Parks, Recreation, Environment Committee. I really look forward to having conversations like this so we can work on the ordinances that are pertinent to that and hopefully, work on some of these issues. I'm constantly happy to go out and visit these parks and work on these issues. Like, it's something very important to me personally. So I don't want to discuss too much because we're supposed to stay on topic of the exact item, but I'm so happy that you all said that. So please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to sit down with you all and have a conversation.
What is your
Okay.
phone number? Your phone?
Yes, so you can reach me at 860-929-1719.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you all so much. If there's no one else here speaking, I will adjourn the hearing. I don't see anybody new joining us, so I'm going to adjourn this. But thank you all for being here again and speaking and sharing your thoughts. Appreciate that.
And
Thank
Kelly,
you,
I did leave a
everyone.
note in the chat. Maybe you can pull that.
Yeah, something like
Thank you.
Yes, and yes, I see that. And we can discuss that as well. So feel free, as I gave my number, to reach out to me or my assistant, George DeLeon, and I'm happy to discuss further.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you all have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Good
Have a
night.
good night.
Good luck.
Thank
Thank you.
you.